Welcome to Cloud Medicine, and let us discuss about layoffs and recession. So, if you see, there are a lot of news keep coming that there are a lot of layoffs happening in Mang companies, mostly in Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, and Netflix, and some other companies. And if you see, like our service-based industry, like TCS, Cognizant, Accenture, and few other company, they do lay off some of the employees, but not because of economic shutdown, but mostly because of background verification checks. Some freshers are not onboarded due to their marks or percentage or some other criteria they didn't meet, and in some other cases also for moonlighting. But this is just starting. I mean, initially they just need a clue. I mean, they just need a excuse to laid off, right? So this is just begun, and maybe in near future you we may experience some more layoffs in service based industry as well. So let us discuss some pointers so that we can keep ourselves safe from the layoff and recession. So it might not be possible directly, it is not in our hand as well, but what I can think of, like for the freshers and experience, I can share my thoughts. And those who don't know me, like I have around 10 years of experience in IT. I'm working with a big four and working as a assistant architect, software IT role, and many of my friends are working in multiple other organization in same other similar post like manager or assistant manager, senior technical lead role. So we have a discussion, and altogether I am just jotting down the pointers and just telling those so that we can at least uh, be safe in this current situation, what we can do. So I have broken down these two in two, one for freshers and one for experience. Okay, one more pointer is this is not for Mang or big product based giant, because they are having altogether a different structure. So we'll mostly talk about Indian and IT, Indian and US based MNCs, and also we'll talk about big four as well, and small medium sized product based companies you can include. So mostly we'll talk about those. So now if we talk about the freshers, what should freshers do at the current situation? So many of the companies like Wipro, HCL, Accenture, they are started onboarding their resources, and those has already started in November and December, January. It will still go to February. So if people are waiting for the joining, possibly they will be joining by this time frame from November to Feb. So all the joining formalities already started after October, that I already told in one of my videos. And recently I came to know that Wipro is planning to onboard all their employees between November to January. So the freshers, the thing is that if they have multiple offers, the ideally whatever offers are early, they should join that company. Ideally they should not, I mean, wait for favorable or a favorite company. So whatever company is coming for the first, just join that company if it is a good company. So that is the first advice that I can give. Then the next one would be try to join a Indian MNCs. So Indian MNC as in TCS, Wipro, Infosys, this kind of MNC. So the big reason being, these companies, these all three companies, they have very lower number of layoff happen in past. So they are they have a good job security, and also they have multiple projects running. So possibly if you're not getting a project after your GFT or a trainings, after your maybe 2 3 months of greenfield training, possibly you may absorb to a next project. So there will be multiple options. But if you are joining a small or a mid-sized startup, just because of 1 or 2 lakh hike or joining bonus, they may train you in one technology. If that technology is not relevant or they don't have the demand that time, so possibly you won't get the project. And believe me, these times freshers or like the juniors having experience between 0 to 2 years, they are the one of the vulnerable for this layoff and recession, because clients and customers, they are willing to have a experienced guy rather than having a freshers on board and give them billability. So freshers, they should be very careful. If you can possibly join an Indian MNC. Indian MNCs are not at all bad, because these days TCS have TCS digital profile, Wipro has Wipro turbo and WLP program. So even if you join after 6 months or 1 year, you can get a good hike like inside your company if you can switch to those role like this is digital. Infosys, though the training is really nice, but the salary package is not that much great as compared to TCS or Wipro if you are getting those digital or turbo or WLP role. But still, like, you can think of, if you have a offer from these companies, just join that companies. So that is one point. Little bit, if now the next pointer would be like, if you have offer from other than these companies, like US MNCs called Accenture, IBM, some companies like Capgemini, all, you can also join those companies. But this should be a second choice. Third would be a Big Four. So Big Four gives you a little bit extra high. So I would recommend you like Big Four. Uh, Slightly, if I talk about the job security and prospect, maybe PwC would be better. But other than PwC, don't really go for Deloitte or UI or KPMG if you have the offer, multiple offers. So that is one point. And just try to be a technical role. So those days are gone when freshers are given like Excel work, a small kind of work, or inside also, like I mean they are just given small activity to done. So those days are gone. If you are in a project, I mean, just once you in a company, just get yourself trained, get a good marks, and just join into a good customer based project. Do not try to go to or avoid to go to any other internal project or any other non-technical stuff. So technical role doesn't mean that you need to do coding. So coding is one part, like you can be a backend developer, Java, .NET, Python, or whatever language. You may be a front-end developer, like React, Angular, Vue.js, or whatever, like CSS, HTML. But other than that, they have a lot of other opportunities these days. You can be a data engineer, you can be a cloud engineer, you can be a DevOps specialist, you can be a like ETL developer, like SAP, like Informatica, SAP, or you can be a BI, Power Apps. Lot of other opportunities. Just check for it and try to be with the technical role. Even like automation testers, they have lot of demands currently in the market. So that is, I think, all about freshers. They should remember. Now coming to the experience. So in for the experience, the first and foremost thing, if you are in a settle in a good company, do not switch the company as of now, because even if you're trying to switch the company, you won't get the expected hike. So the current expected hike, if you see, you will get somewhere around 30 to 50% hike. So major case, you won't get like 100% or 120%. Those days are gone. So maximum you'll get this like small hike between 30 to 50%. So which is not at all good. So I think if you are in a good company with a good project, do not switch the company. The first thing. The next thing is, try to be with a billable project. So similarly, as freshers, do not join or do not change your project. If you're in a billable project, well and good. Just see like whether you are billable or not. Internal projects are little bit risky these days. So try to be a billable project. And then it would be like when the next thing is, I mean, you cannot immediately do, but just check yourself whether you are critical resource and whether you are not easily replaceable. So if you are a critical resource, you have a good reputation with the client, and you are not easily replaceable. So if you are module lead to a certain module or certain project that you know nitty-gritties, right? So that kind of resource are not easily let off. So that would be very difficult, for company and customer to let off those resources. So just check like uh, your billability and those criticality and all. So if you are critical, super critical, if you are having a good rapport with your client, I think you are okay for the time being. Now next is like you should have a good relationship with your manager and the manager's manager. So normally these layoffs and all those who are decided may not be by your manager. So their manager and their supervisor also involved during the discussion. So you need to have a good maybe like once in a while you can call them, you can set up a call and discuss your ask for your feedback, and you can also plan, like you can also tell whatever you are doing. So just be little vigilant and just communicate whatever you have in the mind, so that you can have a good relationship with your manager and their manager as well. And last but not least, like just since in many of the company there are like some maybe appraisal closure and all. So if you get try to, like, this time try to not to do any such blunder. So try to be vigilant and try to be a little bit careful. Do not get any client escalation and all. And so these days the company just need a, like, excuse to like lay off and all. So do not give that opportunity to the companies. Just try to do your work. Maybe do some certification, do some additional thing, so that you can be treated as odd man out because you have done some certification, done some course from outside. Maybe those you can try it out definitely. And the last thing is, if you are getting a PIP or such kind of a bad rating, from the next day onwards, you just look you should look for a project. Because I mean, project or maybe a different company, because this is like a tough time, and if you are getting any PIP or any bad rating, so that may lead to a termination, so in most of the cases. So that are the major pointer that I feel, being an experienced IT employee, we should take care during the recession. And, like, in November December there is a hiring freeze. So almost there is no interview happening. I mean, if 5-10% opportunities are still there, but they are not giving a good hike. So there is no reason to switch in between. And if those recession and layoffs, maybe in January we can think, like, whether it will keep going, or it may increase, or it may even decrease. But November December is freezing moment, so there won't be much layoff, there won't be much hiring. It's kind of a freeze during this time. And during this time, like, since we have a little bit time, maybe we can think otherwise. Maybe we need to upskill ourselves and be prepared for that. So that is all with me. And if you have some more pointers, just add, just comment below, and subscribe my channel, so that if I post something, you'll get to know. Thank you.